Mark chapter 11. And when they came near to Jerusalem, to Bethphage and Bethany, at the Mount of Olives, he sent forth 2 of his disciples, and said to them, Go your way into the village close to you, and as soon as you have entered into it, you shall find a colt tied, on which no man ever sat. Loose him, and bring him. And if any man says to you, Why are you doing this? Say that the Lord has need of him, and straightway he will send him on. And they went their way, and found the colt tied by the door outside in a place where 2 roads met, and they untied him. And certain of them that stood there said to them, What are you doing untying the colt? And they said to them, even as Jesus had commanded, and they let them go. And they brought the colt to Jesus, and cast their garments on him, and he sat on him. And many spread their garments in the way, and others cut down branches off the trees, and strawed them in the way. And they that went before, and they that followed, cried, saying, Hosanna! Blessed is he that comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the kingdom of our father David that comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. And Jesus entered into Jerusalem, and into the temple, and when he had looked round about at all things, since now the evening had come, he went out to Bethany with the 12. And on the next day, when they had come from Bethany, he was hungry. And seeing a fig tree far off, having leaves, he came if perchance he might find anything there. And when he came to it, he found nothing but leaves, for the time of figs had not yet come. And Jesus answered and said to it, No man eat fruit from you hereafter forever. And his disciples heard it. And they came to Jerusalem, and Jesus went into the temple, and began to cast out those that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers, and the seats of those that sold doves, and would not permit that any man should carry any vessel through the temple. And he taught, saying to them, Is it not written, My house shall be called of all nations the house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves? And the scribes and the chief priests heard it, and sought how they might destroy him, for they feared him, because all the people were astonished at his doctrine. And when evening had come, he went out of the city. And in the morning, as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. And Peter, calling to remembrance, said to him, Master, look, the fig tree which you cursed has withered away. And Jesus answering said to them, Have faith in God. For surely I say to you, that whosoever shall say to this mountain, Be removed, and be cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he said shall come to pass, he shall have whatever he says. Therefore, I say to you, whatever things you desire when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them. And when you stand praying, forgive, if you have any offense against anyone, so that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive you your trespasses. But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father which is in heaven forgive your trespasses. And they came again to Jerusalem. And as he was walking in the temple, there came to him the chief priests and the scribes and the elders. And they said to him, By what authority do you do these things? And who gave you the authority to do these things? And Jesus answered and said to them, I will also ask you one question, and answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, was it from heaven or of men? Answer me. And they reasoned with themselves, saying, If we shall say from heaven, he will say, Why then did you not believe him? But if we shall say of men, they feared the people, for all men counted John, that he was a prophet indeed. And they answered and said to Jesus, We cannot tell. And Jesus answering said to them, Neither do I tell you by what authority I do these things.